So you have terrible Wi-Fi reception in your house and are in desperate need of a solution, but the kidney clinic that you were planning to visit has since closed down and you're on a tight budget. Well, AmpliFi comes to the rescue again with the latest addition to their family in the form of the AmpliFi Instant. But has it got the performance to match the price? Make-Use-Of is here to let you know if they're actually going to save your internal organs. We reviewed the AmpliFi HD some time ago and we absolutely loved it. Out of all the mesh points out there, AmpliFi is definitely the prettiest. And their app is one of the best as well, which we'll cover a little more in a sec. However, mesh points do come at a price. Take Eero for example. At nearly 400 American shekels, it's significant, and that's before the optional $99 a year subscription that you may want. Other than the budget, you may also not want to plug the mesh points directly into the wall, and you'd rather have them placed on a tabletop. This could be for clearance reasons or because your wall socket may not be positioned correctly. If you have some of these issues, the AmpliFi Instant makes a really good case. Opening pretty much any box from Ubiquiti is an experience for the seasoned unboxer. Good start. This is the AmpliFi Instant kit, which has a router as well as a mesh point. The only difference between these two is that the router has a screen and a WAN port to connect your internet. Form factor wise, they take up a similar footprint to its older brother, the AmpliFi HD, at about 1/3 the height. Speaking of its older brother, there are some differences other than the height. The touchscreen on the Instant is obviously a little smaller, as well as being just grayscale. Power draw is also slightly less, as well on the Instant, and the Instant has slightly lower throughput compared to the HD. Check out the full review on our site to see these specs side by side. So let's get this thing set up. The box says 2 minutes, but let's put that to the test. Simply plug in power and then an internet feed from your internet service provider's modem into the WAN port on the back. AmpliFi will then politely guide you to get the app from the Android or iOS App Store. These guys weren't kidding. Setup took me 1 minute 18 seconds. All it wanted was a name for my new Wi-Fi network and a password, and I really don't know what more to tell you. That's all there was to it. This sort of thing, when I first started installing networks for people, would take decades. Just wow. If you've got yourself the kit, then the mesh point will even pair automatically. I mean, what more do you want? The app itself is still beautifully designed with a whole host of features. Creating a guest network and sharing it with some of your friends and family can be done in just a few clicks. However, I have seen other vendors being able to share guest Wi-Fi with the use of a QR code which you can scan from your mobile device, which is quite nifty and something I hope AmpliFi add in the future. As a reminder, the app allows you to pretty much do everything. There's options for changing the brightness of the LCD and LED lights. You can also do a speed test to check that your ISP is actually giving you what you're paying for. You can also create groups for which you can schedule internet access times. So if you wanted to make sure that there's no internet access for specific devices in your home between certain times, you can most certainly do that. This functionality is also available ad hoc so that you can pause internet access on a single device at will. I can't imagine the havoc this would have caused between my siblings and myself had we had something like this, so be wise with who you give access to the app to. You can also set quality of service options on your devices so that some can be prioritized for a better gaming or video experience. It's brilliant. The app also has a remote access option so you can monitor and make changes to your setup even while you're not at home. Some other notable things have changed. The mesh points now have an Ethernet port which can serve one of two uses. If your mesh point is connected wirelessly, the port can be used to connect devices which can only be connected via Ethernet. The port can also be used in what's called Ethernet backhaul to connect your router and mesh point via a cable. This can be useful if your devices are slightly far apart and the Wi-Fi signal between them isn't very strong. On the subject of connecting many points together, you absolutely can with AmpliFi, with just one caveat. You can't mix AmpliFi kits with other AmpliFi kits. So if you have an AmpliFi kit as your main unit, you can extend your network as much as you want as long as you extend it with the standalone units. If you already have a kit and buy another one thinking you're going to add to your mesh, you're going to have a bad time. There are also some additional things that AmpliFi is doing over and above the competition. They currently have a web controller, which is very much in its beta stages, that helps you visualize your network. The idea is that you create a layout of your house, each floor as well, and you can draw walls and even select the material that those walls consist of. Now simply place your AmpliFi points at certain places so that you can optimize the coverage. This will also help you understand how many points you will need to get good Wi-Fi reception everywhere. This is very similar to what UniFi does, and I'm really excited to see what features are planned for its actual release. So is this for you then? Ubiquiti and AmpliFi are bringing this to the market at $99 US for the router and $179 for the kit. This is so disruptive to the market. Comparing this to something like Google Wi-Fi, which is roughly the same price, you're getting a device which not only looks better, but has much more functionality as well, such as quality of service, VPN capabilities, not to mention Google not being able to split Wi-Fi bands. It starts becoming clear how much value AmpliFi Instant actually provides. If I could change something, I'd like support for dynamic DNS and maybe allow kits to be able to be paired with other unit, but that's about it. It's not as powerful as its older brother, but your home may not need that. And maybe you can save some money going for the Instant instead. I think it absolutely nails the price point, and I'm so glad they didn't sacrifice any of the features that the AmpliFi HD offers. That would have just been very confusing. Setup is a breeze, signal strength is great, you've got control of your whole network all from within the app. I love the fact that you can use these to extend your existing AmpliFi network, and these fit nicely on a surface as opposed to being plugged into a wall as well. What can I say? It's a fantastic product. Oh, and before I forget, how helpful their community and on Reddit, as well as their forum, as well as their support being very clued up, as well as being efficient. Thanks for watching, guys. Absolutely smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and you know where the dislike button is too if you didn't. Check out the article on our website for all the technical specs and more, and we'll see you later.